Well, welcome back. WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. It is every day's like a Sunday or a Groundhog Day around here as we slog through this holiday of days and turkey and leftovers. I hope it's turkey pot pie for you or maybe some tetrazzini. I'm not sure. Leonard Raskin joins us now from Raskin Global. Leonard and I, full disclosure, usually get together once a week, and we talk about the markets, and we'll talk a little politics, even though we don't agree politically on a whole lot of things. We do agree on the Ravens all the time. But the one thing we usually are talking about the aftermath of a game or what happened in a game. We're not usually talking about like whether the plague's going to cost us the game or whether they're going to move this. Leonard, I'll tell you what, man, I've put a lot of oxygen into what happens when things really go wrong. I didn't think it would be the Ravens that it would happen to, but the Ravens have become sort of the nuclear center of this pandemic, and we're all in this weird spot of will they play, should they play, shouldn't they play, is it safe for them to play? It's become the biggest story in sports.
Yeah, we're going to get a firsthand look at what the league's going to do about this, and holy cow, it is crazy. I mean, it was crazy enough when we didn't have any running backs, but now we don't have a quarterback. And
well, we do have a quarterback. I mean, they would say playing with the backups is why they would do this. Right. My first thought is obviously the safety. If they are carrying positive people, they can't play. But if they're clean, this is where the Eddie Feigner conversation's begun for me. Whether is it an exhibition season or is it or is it a fair fight? If it's not a fair fight, why are we play? Then you're not sanctioning NFL games. You're sanctioning exhibitions.
Right. Well, didn't they cancel, if I recall, the Tampa Bay game? Wasn't that pushed back like a week because Tom Brady had a sniff of corona? He wasn't like positive, but they thought maybe he might be or something. So they pushed that game 8 days. And now we're going to go on Sunday against the Steelers regardless. We have no running backs. Well, I guess we have running backs. We got Justice Hill, right? We got Hill. And
they had 16 guys on these practice squads just for this purpose.
Just this reason. I guess the question is, as you said, if they're talking about safety, well, who's to say that they're the only guys that are positive right now? Maybe the other guys just haven't tested positive yet. I said to somebody on Wednesday, I was talking to a friend. I said Wednesday, I wouldn't be surprised if 5 more positive tests come rolling out. I was being a what's the word? Conspiracy skeptic, I guess is the word, because I just figured if Harbaugh could find 5 more positives, the league would not make him play Pittsburgh right away. Maybe they could get a little healthy for next Sunday or something like that.
Well, they have to play next Thursday against Dallas. So
I say now you got a Dallas game.
The domino effect of this, and what's funny to me, out of the mouth of babes, right? Eric Ebron and Juju had their little Twitter.
They're so sad.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, I mean, I get it, but if it were your team, the respect of the league is, and I've talked to Luke at length about this, I don't know what it costs them financially really to not play that football game on Thursday night, but it's a giant hole in their calendar. Yep. The notion that the league would forfeit it, and Luke and I have gone back and forth on this.
If Tagliabue was still running the league, we'd have a museum and a forfeiture.
I would say this, though. I said in August, if you can't play, I would prefer that they forfeit the game versus playing a fake game, okay? Luke and I disagree. Luke and I have been back and forth on this, and it's fine. I would also say that and this would have gone for any team, if you're not going to forfeit it and you're not going to play it as a lopsided, unsanctionable kind of game under the shield because 25 guys aren't there, then how are you going to massage it into the calendar? They did not account for this, and my sources tell me, and you manage things over there at Raskin Global, manage people and know people of influence, that it goes right to the top here, that this decision is literally a Rooney, Bisciotti, Goodell decision. Because how could anyone else adjudicate this and say, we're going to add a week in January, we don't have bye weeks? we can't fit this in. We can't play a doubleheader. We can't play a 7-inning game. We can't split the difference and play on a Wednesday night in the middle of a week. So I don't know where it is, and this is really going to be to the top of the people who are the billionaires to sit and say, what's fair here, guys? What's going to make this work?
I couldn't understand, quite frankly, why they didn't play last night, Thursday night. I mean, to me, they
weren't healthy enough to get on a play. They couldn't gather the players. That was the issue.
I get it, but I didn't think there was any chance they were going to be any healthier on Saturday than on Wednesday. I just didn't understand the postponement to Sunday. To me, it's the same. Thursday night, Sunday. You're still going to miss the same amount of players. You maybe miss more players. So maybe they were worried that they didn't know Lamar was positive on Wednesday. They do know on Friday. So it's better for the league as a whole. I get it. Yeah, I think it's 3 guys making that decision. I think you're right about that. And I think, Goodell, supposedly Friday morning, back in the office, ready to go after Thanksgiving. It's going to be a big decision with lots of repercussions, because if this happens to another team, they're going to have to deal with this protocol. But look, the Jets don't play fully manned. They're 0-10.
To me, this is really easy, right? That if they've really been considering this bubble and they've really considered moving the Super Bowl back or taking away the bye week, which is fine too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's no bye week and they're in a bubble, good. That's one more week that they don't, put them in a bubble out in LA or in Tampa, wherever you want to put them and play football games, baseball, hockey. I mean, they've laid the groundwork for this. They've watched these other leagues not just do it successfully
if it's
and
truly
execute
a health issue. If it's truly a health issue, then you've got to do that. If this is a bad week issue, then they're going to play, I would say they're going to play this game Thursday night. And the Dallas game is going to be pushed out, and they're going to make a change there. Wait till Jerry World gets a hold of that.
They can't play this game on Thursday night because the Steelers have to play next Sunday.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're going to push something out.
Well, but the pushing out would be add the week in January.
Yeah, the other thing is, if they get rid of the bye, I was thinking about this as I was watching a little bit of news last night. If they push this bye away in the playoffs, right, and it ends up that Pittsburgh doesn't get a bye and one plays 8, you can see Pittsburgh and the Ravens in the first round.
You're getting way ahead of yourself here. I'm just trying to keep the league running. Leonard Raskin is here. Raskin Global.
I'm seeing it.
Well, I mean, I know you're excited about it. I'm going to hold the investments up here. I've been using the lip balm, too, but I'm wearing the shirt today. The shirt's laundered today. So, that's always the basis of whether, we did the laundry on a Friday morning or not. Raskin Global, tell me what you do with financial services and just taking good care of people as we get up here on year's end, right? And volatility, certainly in the National Football League. And I think for a lot of people, they're a little up in the air about how they're feeling about the world right now as we're all sitting home, right?
Yeah, well, one of the things we're talking about with people is Black Friday and making sure you spend properly, spend efficiently. One of the things we talk to people about all the time is having a lifelong plan for how they'll spend their money. I met with a couple just this past week, right before the holiday, and they're getting closer to retirement. We've been together, working together 20 plus years. And, when you're with somebody 20 plus years, retirement creeps up on you. And their concern was, are they still doing the right thing? Are they on course? And will they have enough? And with COVID and people not working and salaries cut and benefits not coming in, this is a woman who was laid off in July and hasn't seen a unemployment check yet. And what does that mean to the family? And what does that mean to their spending? And what does that mean to their retirement? And are they going to be okay? And, we make sure that you understand how you're doing, what you're doing, and that your money and you're going to be okay. And that you're doing the right things with it, that you're saving enough. That the good news is that although the unemployment check hasn't come in, they've got reserves, they've got a safety net, they've got enough put away to make sure they're okay. The thing is, a lot of people save for retirement. A lot of people put a lot of their money in this thing called a 401k or these retirement plans you might have at work. And that's great for when you're 60 plus, but if you're in your 40s and 50s, lose your job, those things aren't the easiest to get money from. And when you do get it, you got to pay the government taxes. And because you're under 59 and a half, you got to pay a 10% penalty on that money. And that becomes pretty prohibitive to take money out of there to survive when you need liquidity. So you got to have a balance in your life about your finances. You got to have liquid. You got to have protection. You got to have investments you can get your hands on. everybody right now, that it's a strange thing also right now. We're looking at interest rates, all-time lows on mortgage rates. So we're talking to people about refinancing a house. Well, if your rate is 4 or above on your mortgage, now is the greatest time to refinance your house and see rates below 3 in the 2.5, 2.75 range. Guess what? If you're out of work because of COVID right now, the bank doesn't like lending you money. So you may be locked into loans that aren't good for you because your credit's not looking great right now, or your employment income's not looking great right now. So you got to take advantage of making moves when things are at their best overall in your financial world. And that's what we do. We make sure people are prepared for whatever comes, and that in the long term, they're doing the right things with their money, insurance-wise, investment-wise, growth-wise, paying for kids' college, everything you want to do. We make sure that you're in place and your money's in place to do that. That's what we're all about. And a little bit of football on the side.
Absolutely. A little side dish of football, maybe a little side dish of college football, maybe some college basketball before it's all over.
A little side dish of turkey stew or something,
Well, by the way, from a holiday standpoint, it really was kind of lame in that the football games were kind of like, and then we didn't have a game on Thursday night.
Right.
The notion that this season has been so much fun for us, right, and it's been good, not fun in that, not like last year or whatever, but the fact that life has been taken away from most of us in most ways, that football has been there for us the last 2 months, and it has been a source of comfort and something to talk about that we did not have to talk about in April and May and June and July and August, right? But the fact that this has been rocked a little bit right now, and the hospitals and where we are, Larry Hogan having press conferences every couple of days.
It's been rocked by our home team. It's not like we can look at it. We're trying. I mean, I know you're in the business of this from that standpoint, so you're looking at it, I would say, more objectively than maybe I am. I'm looking at it going, if this was any other team, I'd be angry. But with us, it's just kind of wild. It's happening right in front of us. It's really crazy that this is happening. But then, I look out in the landscape, and I like NCAA hoops. And man, they are jumping through hoops, pun intended, to kick off a season that they have no idea what's going to happen.
You talk about an exhibition. Is there really a means to an end here? I mean, is there any end to the college basketball? It's like football. The reason I think football has been so disgraceful, and I commented on my pal John Keller's page, because he's down in Arkansas. He's a Baltimore Dundalk guy. Lived in Arkansas for 20 years. And he's down there in hog country and SEC and all that stuff. And I was just like, if there was ever any thought about the hypocrisy of college football, it's now, because it's not really about a bowl game. It's not about a championship. It's not about winning the conference or whatever. And I think basketball and them going into this, it's really like Maryland's playing Towson or something on Monday, or that game's canceled. I was watching on Wednesday, and 2:00 in the afternoon, they're playing Old Dominion. I'm like, the hell are you people doing? Send your kids home, get them an education, wash your hands, and let's get these shots. And don't be spreading stuff.
My son was supposed to come home Wednesday night, right before Thanksgiving. He's supposed to drop into BWI 8:30 Wednesday night, be home for Thanksgiving, and then be home for 6-8 weeks for school. And last week, Thursday, the president of the university makes an announcement that all classes are going to be virtual for the rest of the semester, and finals virtual, and get the hell out of campus.
Pack your bags.
Get off campus. And so he gets off campus. In the meantime, football team's playing Indiana at home. and we belong to a Facebook page of parents of students at the university, and everybody's posting pictures of their kids with a dog and their kids with their siblings, and the kids are home and mom's hugging them and everybody's happy. And then this one mom posts a picture of her kid. He's got to stay on campus because he's an athlete. He's got practice and he can't come home, and she's like crying. The kid can't come home because he's a basketball player. It's like,
well, there's no time better for your young man who is a freshman in college in the middle of a plague to learn that the rules don't apply to everyone.
That's exactly right. Look, not only do they not apply, but he's wearing his mask in the dorm all over campus, and he sees a picture of my wife found it on the net on YouTube, a video of Dobbins, JK. He's an ex Ohio Stater. He's out. He's with the Ravens now, and he's showing us his 2-bedroom apartment on campus that he lived in, where he lived on campus. My son's going, wait a minute, I'm in a quad with a quad room that can hold 4 and 16 of us here. And we share a bathroom, and this guy's got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath luxury palace.
Your kid's in an army barrack and he's in a penthouse.
And he's in the colonel's home.
Tell him he should have learned to run the football instead of playing a horn, right?
Hey, if he could have blocked on the line instead, he would have been a lineman. He could have blocked on the line instead of blowing the horn. He might have a better dorm.
Leonard Raskin joining us here, Raskin Global. I'm going to pull up your website here just real quick. Let everybody see what you do. We talk football. We talk politics. We talk turkey from time to time. But so many resources. The Resource Center is probably the interesting thing. To just go through here and just talk about what you're – because everybody's different, right? And at this particular time, we're all trying to figure out maybe what the new dream is, right? I mean, I think this thing has changed a lot of people's vision of, like, what the next couple of years of their life needs to be about.
Absolutely. And that's what we're about. We're about helping people rediscover, if they've lost it, if they've lost hope, their American dream. We're about helping you rediscover it. We're about helping you discover it if you can't find it. What is the purpose of having money? I've been doing this 33 years, and I'll tell you, Nestor, I've never met with anyone who said to me, I just want to have more. I want my balance sheet to have more net worth. It's never come up. People say, I want to pay for the kids' college. I want to help my parents. I want to retire. I want to help my grandkids. I want to do whatever it is. There are people that want to do great philanthropy. The idea is to figure that out. And once you figure that out, what's more important than the money itself? Man, you can do amazing things with whatever amount you have. And I can tell you, we have people that are multi-millionaires that do great things. And we have people that have just enough to get by and do great things, because when they figure out what's really important to them, man, they can make their life and money so much more powerful. And that's what it's all about. That's what we're about. We're a fee-based financial firm that helps people figure out what to do with their money so that they have all of the hopes and dreams and things they want in their life. That's what we've been doing for 30 plus years, and we're going to keep doing it. And as you said, there's a lot of rediscovery going on. There's people that need to understand that although this is a crazy time, money doesn't care. You just need to understand what you want with it, how to make it work, and how to make it do best you can over the time you got.
All I want is enough to have $40.30 to get 8 Taharka ice creams sent to your place and my place, and the Black Friday special up. Ice cream is keeping me comforted at this point. Good Royal Farms coffee in the morning, some good ice cream. Every once in a while I get a pizza over Pizza John's or a cheesesteak, and try to stay into a crab cake from Fadley's or Costas once and again. But that's the creature comforts right now. I mean, we're not all off on a yacht, on a boat, flying off to the moon right now, right? This is a little bit of time. People are cocooning a little bit right now. And it's the comfort of a $5 pint of ice cream, a little sweet potato crumble for the holidays.
There you go. I'll take a little steamed crabs and vanilla bean, man. I'm all in. Or a little Royal Farms chicken and vanilla bean. Good.
You know what? Now you're talking my language here. But the chicken part and the turkey part, it's all foul this week, right? I mean, we're just all up on it. Hey, listen, I hope we get a football game here at some point, and it really is unprecedented, right? Like, we have no idea where this is going to go. You're following me on Twitter. I'm following you on Facebook, and we'll convene next week, and maybe we'll play the Cowboys. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll find out, right?
We'll see. Absolutely.
He is Leonard Raskin. He is Raskin Global. We feature him here, as we do on the front of Baltimore Positive, for all of our sponsors who hold us together. I had Cord on this week from Sporticulture talking about his incredible nursery out of Walnut Springs and his novelty company. And they got those beautiful car lights. If you open the door and you have the Raven light, it's sort of like Batman with the bat light. I like that. Find them at sporticulture.com, and you can find my pal Leonard Raskin at Raskin Global. And we talk about him. We talk about all of our sponsors because they keep us going, making that move from WNST.net AM 1570 to the all-new BaltimorePositive.com.